Some maps are drawn but never followed. Some adventures dreamed of but never experienced. To the Mad Mage, this was the greatest sin of all. He asked each of us, if you really want to be great, how far will you go? For over 15 years, we had no answer for him. Until today. Our journey to Castle ZAGYG starts now. The fortified town of Yigsburg hums with life. Traders, rogues, and scholars all gather together on the edge of the unknown. Depending on your neighborhood, the cobbled streets may be lined with strangers of an unscrupulous sort, but make no mistake, the people here hold the key to untold wealth and knowledge. Beyond the town's walls, past the rivers and the rolling hills, the ruins await. Crumbling towers, forgotten halls, and a darkness that stirs again at last. Most who enter the caves below may never be seen again, but those who do emerge will be remembered in legends for generations to come. And beneath it all, deep in the belly of the world, lie the upper floors of the dungeons. In this lightless place, you'll find twisted experiments, lost artifacts, and horrors unseen by mortal eyes. These are the first 5 layers of a labyrinth built by the Archmage ZAGYG himself. This is more than a campaign setting. It's a gateway to adventures beyond your wildest dreams. So, will you walk with me, traveler? Don't you want to be great? How far will you go?
Trollord Games, join the fray.
And we're live.
We are live.
What's up,
Hello,
everybody? Chicken and waffles. I like how you think, Savage.
So,
a new
we want to
subscriber.
announce up front
Prepare
there's a
for
little
battle.
bit of switcheroo going on around here. I did not know, as I don't think anyone here at the Dens knew, that today is Chuck Cumbo's birthday. And,
You or something else.
I told him we're not going to make him work on his birthday, but he insisted, so we shifted things around. We're going to run the game with me, Davis, and Peter probably tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll get that figured out in the next 2 hours. But tonight, we're going to go ahead and do the unboxing of the original Castle ZAGYG published thing that we did back in 2005. As we were going to do today, but that got delayed because I couldn't stream because of blah, 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 blah.
So,
what, Chuck?
I just want to add real quick, thanks for coming out. We do have a giveaway over here on Twitch. And you just got to come over and follow us, twitch.tv/TrollerGames for a code for a PDF off the store. Just you can enter in, we're going to pull 3 of those later. And at the end of the stream, I'll have something to give away to the crowd that hangs out to the end, if you like. And that's for anybody on any of the platforms. I'll drop a link to it later on. And thank you for all the congrats, guys, everybody. We're very excited.
Davis,
Mm-hmm.
Davis, that typing is right on your microphone and loud as hell.
I was waiting for you to pick it up and throw it across a room or something.
A new follower has joined the fray.
For those of you who don't know, my name is Steven Chenault, CEO of Troller Games. The typist there is Davis Chenault, co-founder of Troller Games and co-creator of Castle City. The guy in the hat, that's Peter Bradley, our art director, and his art appears on almost everything that we do. And the most among us is birthday boy Chuck Cumbo. And happy birthday, Chuck.
I feel like you just want to do this so you could haze me a little bit.
Well,
Hey, Peter, you know what they say around the office, though, right? At least we're not as old as Davis.
Hey, so interestingly enough, you guys don't know this, or Steven has not caught up on it. Chuck has a birthday about once every 30 days, and he gets the day off.
I wish. That would be smart as hell. I'm too dumb for that move. Oh, thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.
Chuck, your laugh there reminded me of that scene from The Princess Bride where the guy is laughing just before he dies. The smart guy?
Yeah.
It's
inconceivable.
Yes. Yes, we have crossed 500,000. Not ready to celebrate that yet.
Hold on just a second. Hold on. All right, go ahead, Steve. Steve, start over. I had to mute him. Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know what he was doing.
So we did cross over 500,000, which is absolutely fantastic. We aren't quite ready to celebrate yet because frequently there's people who are just, and it might drop below 500,000. But we are relatively certain that stretch reward is broken, and we will see Abandoned Places written by Luke, Gygax, Bill Webb, myself, and Davis, and others if we can get. I know Jay and I talked a little bit about it. I don't know that it was wrote into, so Davis, what are you doing?
I muted it again. I took it off.
In the name of God. You're muted. We can't hear you. Unmute him, Chuck.
I did.
Every time you pick up a box of whatever you're picking up, it's right on your microphone.
It's a pencil.
All right.
Piece of paper.
Write something. Let's see how loud it is.
No. I was being gracious. Snow Quilter has a question. Grandpa, will you please tell us the story of how Upperworks was born again? Take it away, Steven. I'm going to go ahead and set this giveaway up for you in the stream while you do this.
All right. So today we're going to do an unboxing of the original Upperworks as published by Troller Games back in 2008. The number actually escapes me, but I think we only printed about 750 of these, of which 700 went out into the wild. You can find them, I think, on eBay, sometimes for up to $600, something like that. They're relatively rare. This, to give you a quick background, we had been working on this myself, Davis, Peter, Jeffrey Talanian, and Gary Gygax have been working on this for well over a year when he passed away. And that was in March of 2008. We were given permission to continue working on the Gygax stuff, which we did for a little bit. But I had, and I remember Davis, I know Davis remembers this well, when I got in the truck with him after our meeting with the license holder, I turned to Davis and I said, "Ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee." So when we got back, I told Peter we need to really speed this up as fast as we humanly can. He was still deep in maps, and we had no covers at that point. So we did, and the licenses were pulled from us in June, I believe, somewhere around there, sometime. And we were given permission to publish at least this work on and through to get it out in the year 2008. If we could do that, we could do it and sell it. So we did a madcap rush. Peter, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I remember you being pretty unhappy with these covers that you did.
Well, there's a lot of polishing that I want to do, and I'm going to revisit a lot of it because there were art notes that I had of different scenes, but I want to go back there and clean them all up.
Yeah, and I remember on these covers because I remember you saying this isn't done, and I kept saying, Peter, it doesn't matter. It's we got to go to the printers. It is done, and you're not being terribly amused. So this is the box that we did. We had these made by a local box making company. That is, let's see. Now I have not opened this
Wow,
in a
it's
gajillion
beautiful.
years. That's the cover. Let's see.
And like you said, we hadn't sold any of these, right? Really, not really. They were ever really in full production or anything.
We did. We sold. I don't think they made it to distribution. I honestly can't remember. I think we sold them all direct.
Mm-hmm.
We may have gotten a few hundred in distribution, but if so, it was not more than 200. That I can guarantee. Otherwise, it was people who knew of our website and picked them up. So we've got these in here. Interestingly enough, they're kind of jumbled, which doesn't surprise me. So the first book is book 1. This is The Mouths of Madness. This was written by Jeffrey Talanian, and you can see it is just wall to wall encounters, monsters, and whatnot. Book 2 was Ruins of the Castle Precinct. So this is and I'm going to show you guys the maps here in just a minute. It is also written by Jeffrey Talanian, just absolutely wall to wall content as Castle ZAGYG should be.
Steve, can you we'll do the best we can, Darty. And there's been a few people asking, but we really don't have much control over zooming in on the camera. But he might be able to hold them up a little closer or something.
Yep,
I'm not sure.
Absolutely. Is that right side up?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right. Yeah.
All right. How's that? Is
Yeah.
that better? I don't think it's going to give you a good clear.
Yeah.
A clear. So about Peter's art.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just and on all of them are just jam packed with content. Peter Bradley and Jason Walton did the interiors for these. Each of those boxes is to be read to the players.
Oh, that's a nice piece.
Yeah, it's just.
Those are a lot of stuff I did in a really big hurry, and I want to back there and I want to clean it all up.
It still looks great, Peter.
Some of this stuff we ended up reusing. We waited a couple of years. The licenses didn't return, so we ended up reusing a bit of the art here and there, much to Peter's chagrin. This is book 4, Castle Fortress. So this gets you into actual Mons, the actual castle of the thing. Again, just jam-packed with content. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. We saddle stitched these. We had a stitcher in those days. We do not have a stitcher now, though that may be coming back in the near future. And then book 5, the storerooms.
That's a lot of stuff, man.
It's just so packed.
There's a lot of little rooms.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I went online and found, crappy copies, those not even OCR correctly, to try and get myself built up for the games we've been running, for this. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I got overwhelmed immediately. I was like, my God, there's plot hooks within plot hooks within plot hooks, man. It's crazy.
And just in this alone, and we haven't. Well, the storerooms is level 1. Castle Fortress is the Mons inside the castle. East Wall is there's 2 gigantic towers in the East Wall towers. There's one tower on either side.
One on either side, yeah. There's a hexagonal one, and then there's a round one. So
right. This actually, I love this cover, Peter. It's one of my favorite covers. It's nice and moody.
Oh, it's beautiful. So that's the man. I couldn't figure out what the Mons was. I kept looking for that. I got you, man. I got you.
Yeah, the Mons is actually the fortress.
The precincts, right? The precincts.
Well, the Mons is think of like a chalet or something. When you look at, I'll show you here. I'll just show you the maps now. So I'll get to that map in a second. We're not going to give away too much. So this is one of the maps in here.
Yeah, that's
where it says Castle Fortress. That's the Mons. So I'm going to set this down, and hopefully you guys. Hopefully it's not too. It's really tiny, isn't it, Chuck?
Yeah.
Can you blow just?
I can't, but I can most certainly throw it up on the screen for them to see.
Fill it up on the screen so everybody can see.
Yeah, let me just drop that up here, guys. I got it.
Yeah, I see what's happening now.
Yeah. If I'd have thought about it, what we could have done is I could have actually loaded it up in a PDF viewer, and you could have done that. But
Oh, yeah.
I was rushing. So.
This box is missing a map too. That's interesting. Very interesting.
It looks like they're all there.
No, there was one.
There's some in that booklet.
There's one of the.
I'll do it
Maybe
right
it's
here.
on the
I think.
back side of that.
Yeah, I think I'll do it like this.
There's something going on there.
There was one that was double-sided, so yeah, that was it.
This one.
All right, so let's see. You want to show the wilderness map first?
Yeah. So this is. Are we blown up on the screen?
Not yet. I'll have it up in just a second. There we go. I'll move this stuff around a minute, guys. Let me get this loaded up in here first.
Is David still muted?
He shouldn't be. Is he? Oh, he's on
He's
timeout. Let me fix it. Sorry, Davis. My bad. It was not
No,
intentional.
you're fine. I'm just sitting there listening to some music, man.
I still feel bad. All right, here we go. Okay, done. And oh god, that resized it. Okay, these are files. These are printable files. They're huge.
Yep.
And here we go.
Well, I tend to work those things pretty large, so.
Yes, you do, sir. I think this is going to work. Christ, I don't know. Where you at here? Yeah, close enough. All right, we'll get a little bit of Peter in there. Here we go. Here's the first one. This is the wilderness map. Maybe if I can.
Oh, what are you doing? Are you focusing on my camera, or are you putting it up?
No, I'm just putting it up on the stream.
Yes. Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay.
That's a. You see what color it is? Sorry, folks. That's a professional printable file in CMYK, so it's going to look a little bright than it actually is. You'll see on Stevens it doesn't look as bright because that's the process how it goes in before it's printed. So.
Right. So this is what you're looking at here is the north central portion of the east mark, and Castle ZAGYG is right there, kind of to your center right. You can see it, and counter areas over to the left. There's a little bitty up to the right off from that as well. That is the trail. What is the name of that trail? Old Castle Track.
Old Castle Track, yeah.
Mute Davis again.
I'm trying to find it.
I don't know what that microphone has done.
I'm actually going to cut him down a little bit. Say something, Davis.
Yep.
See? How you like that?
Yeah, we don't. Davis's microphone picks up everything on Earth.
Yeah.
I think it's really the rotation of the Earth that it's picking up. So this map that you see me holding here, Chuck, I'm not sure if you have this one.
I've got them all. Yeah,
I sent it to him.
Yeah, I've got them.
I sent him some. Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be the one with the castle fortress in black on it.
Yep. I'm just moving us over here a little bit to the left. A little more room so we can fit some stuff in here. Okay. All right, let me get it up now. Just a second.
We've tried that, Ray Tails. It did not correct the problem.
What's that? Okay, you want the one? Which one? Oh, you want that one? One's got the fortress on it.
Yes. So this map, I think, is one of the most demonstrative of what you're actually facing when you enter Castle ZAGYG, because this isn't a dungeon. This is just the precincts. This is just the area around the castle, around the fortress itself. I can't really point to the way Chuck's got it there, but as you can see, there's walls, towers. I think I want to say it's 39 or maybe 49. There's like 39 encounter areas just on the castle walls themselves. So that gives you an idea of how much detail has gone into these things. And this would line up with, for this particular set, book 2. This would be Ruins of the Castle Precinct. It's going to cover all of this material here. Book 4, the Castle Fortress, is the black area that you see there, and that's the Mons. That's the actual house. and it's got 3 levels to it. Those are in the illustration book, I believe. So this here sits on top of this here. Now the map is actually missing, Peter. There's a second map that this map here that I'm showing that Chuck's going to get up in just a minute is 2 things simultaneously. It's the storerooms and it's the mouths of madness. So see where I'm pointing on the side here, those are caverns that lead to the mouths of madness. Now the mouths of madness are caves that are built into the side of the berm that the castle is built upon, and then the storerooms is between the mouths of madness, if that makes sense. So this big black area, the mouths of madness are on the outside. Those are cavern entrances to various places. One of them will take you to Barsoom, as we've discussed before. And then like right here in 141A, you can see where it enters you into the storerooms, which is level 1s of the dungeon. And then that begins the dungeon proper. But there was a map, Peter, that you did. I don't know if we included it officially in this box set.
There's a color one that went with the folio.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
It's in that little Eastmark folio thing. So
you're 100% right. So there is not a map missing from this. That came out in that. This has the mons and whatnot. And just on this map, we have 141 encounter areas. If not a few more. I think it's 141. Looks like it. So just an absolutely monstrous amount of encounter areas.
There's enough there that should keep you busy for a few months.
It'll keep you busy. And this area here, if you can see where I'm pointing to, that is beneath the castle fortress. And then when you get into the illustration book, here are all somewhere in here.
Yes, Mobius. That was all in the first box set that was pulled. You're absolutely correct.
So this is the castle fortress side. Nope. Sorry.
There are in the fortress itself. On top of that are yet more. There's like 2 spires that go up, and there are another like 8 or 9 floors on top of that.
So for those of you following along and watching me turn these pages, these are all just the castle.
Those are on the walls. A lot of those. These are the hexagonal that you're looking at right now. Those are the 2 towers on either side of the back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can see the glory, and here's the mons.
Yeah. See, there's 4 of those levels. So.
Yeah. This is the castle fortress.
Yeah.
The black area on the map. Chuck still got it on the screen there. And it's just, I mean, you can see the daunting side. For those of you who've mentioned doing this into VTT, you can see the daunting side of doing this into VTT.
No way, man. Oh my gosh. And there's so much more. Like that book you were pulling through.
Those are the little spires I was talking about right there.
Right here. Oh, right here.
Yeah, they go up in like 2 spikes right on top of it. There's a sort of a bridge in between them.
So these are the spires that you're talking about, right, Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On top of it, there are 2 spires, and there's kind of a bridge in between, like the 3rd floor there. So
and all of these are specifically drawn player illustrations you go with as well. A lot of this will be revisited. The maps certainly will be revisited. We're going to resurrect these maps. So if you back the Backer Kit campaign now, you'll be getting copies of these. It's just an absolutely monstrous amount of work, highly complicated, detailed, the whole 9 yards that went into Upper Works. It was a shame that it ended as it did, but that's the past, and now we are committed to plunging forward. Gotta rotate your books so they fit in the box proper. Put back together.
You have little arrows at the top right corner.
Well, you got to make sure it all fits.
This way up so it's not affected by gravity.
Yes, it's always a challenge. But that is the Upper Works box set as it originally appeared in 2008. Really in 2009. I'm pretty sure we released it in December and it was gone by January of 2009. And it was gone by, it would have been, we had to close out December 31st, so it was all gone by the end of 2008. however many copies floated out there into the ether. I know we kept 13. I've got 13 copies somewhere, and I think there's a box of damaged boxes, like another 15 damaged boxes that we couldn't ship, which would probably put it around 690 to 710. I really don't know. I really have to do some crazy archaeological research, archivist research into our stuff. Jordan, yeah, Brevin, I'll get right on that. It's good stuff. Yes, we are over 500,000. We have a new bevy of stretch rewards. We will announce those in the morning. We will get the Kickstarter updated, the backer kit campaign updated with what's coming. I think it's going to be even more exciting as we plunge into our last few days. Does anyone have any questions?
Got a few questions popping in there, Steve. If you want to grab those real quick. There's room from Zokor. There may have been some others earlier, but I did not see those. So repeat them.
What is the overlap between the old Upperworks book and the sellers of the new backer kit? So what we have done, we've tried to contain Jeff Talanian's material because we're still going to republish Jeff Talanian's material into one kind of central book. So we've moved level 1 into, what's the second book title? Now I can't remember off the top of my head. The Citadel.
Citadel?
No, the Ruins.
The Ruins. Yeah. And then.
So we've moved level 1 into the Ruins. So it's going to actually be very, very similar to the Upperworks. The Upperworks here has the castle precincts, the fortress, the walls, and it's got Upperworks in the Mouth of Madness. And the Ruins will have that as well. And the third book, the Sellers, will begin with level 2, and that's written by Mike Stewart going forward. So, and we did that not completely for accounting, but somewhat for accounting to make it easier to track what material Jeff has written. But it also helped to balance the books out. The Citadel is going to be a good 250 to 300 pages long, and we wanted them all to be roughly the same size, each one. I hope I answered that question. If you have any other questions, we missed them, please throw them in the chat. I'll grab them now. Question, new maps will be in the same style as the new outs in. DM John, yes, that's what we're actually talking to Bill now to see how best to do that. I don't know if we are going to be able to do all of these maps in that same style, but the maps in like the Citadel, the area maps, the village maps, those will be done by Bill. But I got to talk to Bill. I mean, we'll see. The other side to this, and Davis and I talked about this ad nauseum, and Davis, if you want to dive in on this, you can. To do that much detail in maps this complicated might make it very difficult to run the game. That's part of our fear.
That level of detail was not intended to be in these maps, nor in the text of the books. So, in a way, it sort of hinders the way it was supposed to be played or had been played. Also, making that level of detail on maps, just the size of that one dungeon level you showed, multiply that by 27.
Yeah. It's a frightening prospect.
Yeah.
I mean, most of those are supposed to be basically working maps. You want to be able to get in there with a pencil and alter it for your campaign and say, change this, add that, make notes. So it's kind of hard to do when it's all full color.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so there's like, if you look at, and no one will, but on Gary's maps, there's notes, where people have been, what happened in that room, who died in that room, treasures that have changed. So you running the game need that type of material to work with as well. If you clutter it up too much, you're going to lose that.
Yeah, it's going to be ever more difficult to play. Next question, does the Castle ZAGYG Barsoom connection imply the Barsoom RPG will be mechanically compatible with Castles and Crusades? It will absolutely be mechanically compatible. All RPGs from TLG, going forward, will use the siege engine that Davis and Mac created back in the Woebegone days. So Barsoom, you'll be able to take your characters from Castles and Crusades to Amazing Adventures, Barsoom, and play with the same game mechanics. Can we get extra maps? The 230 level already comes with an extra set of maps. That was one of the early stretch rewards. So Ultra Magnus, there will definitely be extra maps tumbled into this thing.
Did you see Guardian's question about the duplication?
Does everything, okay, I'm just getting there now. Does everything dovetail together with the ZAGYG reprint from last year, or is that duplicated? That'll be duplicated as well. That book was called Igsburg, and we're redoing that book and we're retitling it named Citadel. It'll have new art, new cover. It'll be a hardcover like it was before, and new maps in that as well. But it's the same book, different format to kind of line up with what we're going to be doing going forward. Dark Elf AA already does. They are 100% compatible as they are right now. Even the same spell charts are in them. I think there's more spells in Amazing Adventures than there is in the Player's Handbook of the Castles and States. But if you picked up AA stuff right now, it would definitely be compatible with CC.
Oh yeah.
Is Peter doing the cover for the future CNC sci-fi book cover? He's already done that. Actually, it's been sitting here for about 2 years, waiting for the OGL overhaul to get through.
Yeah, one of my fancy characters from back in the day on it too. Me and a friend's character, anyway.
Which one is it? Star Sage?
Yes.
There's a guy with a lightsaber and and some little robot dudes hanging around there.
I've got some stuff here, Steve, caught up. If you want me to give you some more questions.
Sure.
Let's see. One man asked, how many adventures is on this map?
Oh my God, countless. I mean,
you're gonna be there a while.
I mean, it's your classic dungeon adventure right here, but this is just lower one and Mouse Madness. I mean, I've categorized that 27 levels, so it is a huge dungeon crawl.
I mean, just the upper work should keep you busy for a few months.
Yeah.
No linguist.
Davis and I, Mac ran us in a game for what, 8 months, Davis, and we never made it to the damn castle.
No! I'm telling you, I had to struggle trying to divide this up into parts. Let's see. Next question from No Linguister. How do you make Castle ZAGYG your own? Any tips?
Oh wow! So
like that. That's a good question.
I mean, let's just take the Citadel to start. In the Citadel, there's several hundred encounter areas. Every one of those encounter areas comes with an adventure hook, and each of those hooks, it's just kind of it's what same thing Davis did in the NPC almanacs. It's just this kind of here's a little bit, now go. So it is making it your own it's kind of designed that way. Once you get into it, you're going to own the thing. You're just given this canvas that has this is what's going on, but you're going to have to design, how, when, why, and where your players are doing their thing.
Right.
Consequences. When the characters do something, there's always consequences. It'll ripple back and forth to them. Also, say for example, you get into the dungeon. Going in and out of the dungeon, you're going to affect the landscape of the dungeon. At which point it essentially becomes yours. As the characters move in and out and things, people react to the characters. You're going to create it as your own.
That's true.
I think in fairly quick order. That's the beauty of these sandbox type settings, is that you get to own them fairly quickly just by acting in them.
Yeah, that's a lot of the stuff we actually do here. A lot of Davis's stuff is sandbox, almost the entire insane stuff. Dar JR, any chance for annotation about where some of the classic PCs of Gary's and others made it into the castle and dungeons and what happened? There might be a stretch reward that involves some characters that were in Castle ZAGYG before. Mm-hmm. That may be on the offing.
Pippi Longstocking being at the top of the.
So Bravon Dark still asks, have you heard anything more on the Gorge series from the court?
We have not. I did not check my email today, but as of Friday, I have not.
And he also asks, can Davis begin working on ZAGYG's apprentice notes and guides for unknown places?
There you go.
What?
He's suggesting that you write something called ZAGYG's apprentice notes and guides for unknown places.
Sure. I'm on top of it right now.
Yeah, I'm about to go to sleep. I know you are. Dardian asks, I think it's been answered in other streams I missed, but is there any chance of a leather PDF only, no second copy?
Can't they already do that on the add-on page, Chuck?
They can do an add-on thing. They can add on a leather. Yeah, they can do it.
I think you can pledge at $5, then go into the add-ons and add a level and a leather, and you're good to go.
Yeah. If that helps. There's just so much stuff people's been wanting us to do. Maybe a dumb question from Dungeoneer Dag. It is not a dumb question. You asked a question. That makes sense already. Does it come with dice?
It does not. No.
Let's see. And our friend Bravon Dark still asks, was there ever a analogous tavern to the Green Dragon Inn in ZAGYG or Iggsburg?
I think there's one actually in the city. I'm fairly sure.
Well, before I answer that question, I want to answer this question real quick. I saw it pop up. Death Angel Santa said the $5 pledge says no stretch rewards, though. It does. Yeah, you are correct. Stretch rewards don't come with the pledge, but you can go in and add stuff to your reward in the add-on section.
Right.
Now, what was the question, Chuck?
Let's see. Bravon Dark still asks, was there ever an analogous tavern? That's analogous.
Analogous.
Analogous, thank you. I'm too tired of pronouncing words today. Tavern to the Green Dragon Inn in ZAGYG or Iggsburg. Something similar to the Green Dragon Inn in one of these two settings. And I ran across something in there about another inn too. You're right, but I don't remember the name of it.
I think there's one in Yeggsburg itself. I'm
Okay,
pretty
that I
sure.
don't remember, but it's possible. I mean, if it's
I'll have to look at all those maps again, but I know there's more than just the outs in. There's others ones in the
No,
city.
there's another one in there, and I swear I may be wrong, but I swear to God, I think it's called the Green Dragon Inn. I think it's called the Green Dragon Inn. I swear I thought I read that.
I don't have it handy, but I think there is. I
I could have sworn I
I've
read
got,
that.
I've got quite a lot more of the city than you guys
Well,
do.
let me pull up the.
I might
Go
be
to the next
wrong, but
question.
I could have sworn that's what I read in there, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I'll dig it out again. I'll go find it.
While I'm doing a PDF search. What's the next question?
This is from Moose 2271. Is Steve going to run an adventure in this setting when the party has to cross the river?
They're all going to drown.
They will there. There's enough rivers for it.
There is an Urt River. I mean, it's right there by the castle. Yeah. If you want to climb an 80-foot wall behind it.
So here you go. On page 72 of the current version of Iggsburg
Yes.
is encounter area number 57, Green Dragon Inn.
Yes, I was right.
There you
I
go.
know it was in there. I did.
Just could not remember. And when he said Green Dragon, I thought surely it's not that. Then it clicked.
I looked at this book enough that I know where most of the things are in it.
There's the River Rat Tavern.
Yep.
That sounds like a place Davis and I would hang out.
Yes.
But
Wait, Davis, no, you and I would be hanging out at Ma Watson's place.
Mom Watson's place.
what was that one place we used to go to, the Eager Beaver? What was it called?
What was that called?
Yeah, we can, which is cool. We can use the name because it was in the book, right? So
Yes.
they
That's
can
old
argue.
Ma Watson.
They can argue with Gary about that.
There you go. All right.
Dive bars are the best bars. Hey, if anybody's emailed me in the last 3 or 4 days, I'll be checking my email tomorrow. I'll get back with you. I apologize. Just a lot going on. I'm deep in my cups of work.
Starlord, yes, it does, but he has to. Castle ZAGYG officially exists in here, but I haven't decided where I want to place it yet. I've got three options that will come out.
What do you mean? Inclinade, baby.
Inclinade. Get out of here with your.
Put it underneath. Put it underneath Offstrag.
There you go. Yeah.
have to go down and go get it.
Will you use the same paper as the latest version of the Iggsburg book? I really like it. I'm not even sure what's in there.
It looks like it's about 60-pound white paper.
We got about 4 different versions floating around right now. I don't know.
Well, it was pretty hefty, that paper we used.
So this is a non-gloss. So here's the problem with the non-gloss in color. It doesn't make the color pop as much as the matte does, and that's what this is. But we found kind of a nice mix in the middle. It'll be a 70-pound. I can't remember now, but probably the way we did it. That's my guess. Any other questions, Sir Chuck? I know you were anxious to go have your birthday cake.
Yeah.
Yes, come with the Grey Raven, there will be.
I do have an odd question I was going to ask you. Has nothing to do with that at all, but Scarab protection gives a bonus to spell resistance.
Do what? Chuck?
I'm reading something someone sent me here. I'll ask you about it after the stream. Never mind. This is work stuff. Never mind. Yeah, I think that's it. We caught up on all those things.
Brevin Darksteel Davis and I actually had a long conversation about making ZAGYG its own pocket dimension, which I think would be really cool.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that would be. Dude,
Yeah.
yes, we should do that. That would be badass.
It can be inside a bottle like Supergirl's homeland.
There you go.
Oh, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate that.
You know what would be really cool is to put it in a bottle in an apothecary shop somewhere in the city, and you have to go look for ZAGYG. But you just know that it's in a shop somewhere there, and the adventure becomes finding ZAGYG in a bottle.
So Max,
If we put it in it,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I was gonna say, Max asked a question. I'm going to answer it for him. It says, I got the answer to this. I believe I do anyways. It's not quite on topic, but I'm curious. Is it true one of the reasons the halflings were hunted for sport during the winter dark was because Stephen had a distaste for the race? I know that there was several tribes that were in revolt and inclinade against Enclar, and he hunted them all down and brought scorched earth to the continent. But I'm not sure about elsewhere.
No, I actually like halflings. Where that comes from, Davis is going to remember this way back in the Woebegone days, the 1970s. Davis had a book. I don't know which volume, but it was one of the Arduin Gomorrah books. And in it, it had this picture of these barbarian halflings.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about, Davis? You remember that?
Yeah.
And I absolutely freaking loved that picture, so that when I was creating the World of Air, I wanted to move away from the Frodo Baggins, the Bilbo Baggins, the kind of, soft in the middle, love their porridge and pie halflings, and go with that more of an Arduin Gomorrah. Another pretty hefty influence on that was the Elf Quest. I loved the elves in Elf Quest, and that series of comics I can never remember the name, and I love so much that just really violent. So I recast the halflings as this violent race, and the reason they got that way is because Unclar's people hunted them for sport for 1,000 years, and they fought like lions, and those who survived are just ferocious. Now, if you read the codex carefully in the halfling section, I actually write that some have returned to their more sedentary ways. So if you want to play the Frodo or the Bilbo, you certainly can. But the inspiration came from barbarian halflings from Arduin Gomorrah.
Well, we've got that picture in the book of them fighting that gibbering mouther.
It's one of my favorite pictures. Yes,
It's great. It's great.
Two brutal halflings hacking and I think one's got a tentacle in its mouth.
Yeah, some shit like that. It's crazy. It's brutal.
And look, halflings can fight. I mean, they do at the end of the Lord of the Rings. And remember, they used to hunt goblins down, cut their heads off, and play golf with them.
Yeah.
That's how the game of golf was.
Yeah, and at my table, the ones down in Clunade are borderline cannibals. They're feral. They are a mess. They are not happy little, hobbits. Sorry, Wiley. No offense, Scott. But they're not happy hobbits. No, they're not.
My halflings do human sacrifice.
Yes, excellent. Wait, what? What?
Yeah, they go and slave humans and then sacrifice them.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's better than
the greatest comic series.
Oh God, ever. Here we go.
Warriors.
It is, and Mike Plug is one of the best artists in, I think, the history of fantasy art. I'll put some of his art up today, but
beyond.
Now, if you want to get Steve started, get him started on gnomes. That's a whole story.
Finally, Hobbit, I have experience in your range of emotions.
That's right. Excellent lead into the return of Halfling. The return to Halfling Halls. It must happen. Everyone's been 8. It's great. They got like this big 4-foot tall halfling with a big sacrificial altar in there now and all this shit. It would be great. They all turn around. All the kids have got no. They have no irises. They're just blind eyes from that one movie, The Village or whatever. Oh, shout out, Davis. Thanks for the great guest article on Elvin Made and X's blog about the economy of abandonment. Oh, that's right.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I really like to watch. I really like writing that article. It took me a lot longer than I thought, but I liked writing it.
Yeah. Question from Odwin Man. Have been looking at the maps. Map is kind of split up. Is that for different adventures?
Which map? What are you talking about? Air? I don't remember what product you have. There's.
He may be talking about the ones I have on the screen here. I'm assuming.
Oh, is that?
Those are different levels.
Yeah, different levels. So yeah, and
Yeah,
there's
that
more
is-
than that because
Yeah.
Odwin
That's
Man. Yeah.
House of Madness, level 1, and then the Capital Precinct. So that's 3 different sections.
Yeah, that map on the right there, Odd One. It's the part that looks dungeon-like. That's actually the first level of the dungeons. It just connects with the caverns, which is the mouths of madness. And then actually, if you want to get crazy, up top, all that up there, all those towers are all detailed with maps in them too. All the towers are, the buildings, even the gatehouse. It's got stuff.
Yeah.
So,
There's
Yeah.
a Chinese pagoda in the middle there for some.
yes, yeah, I was wondering about that. I saw that and I was like, you know,
There's an explanation in there, but
oh, is there?
it's just an odd little piece of architecture that sticks out. But there's a little note that goes in there, and it goes into why it's there, and the whole ball of wax. But
Right.
it's just an odd little architectural thing in there.
Yeah, and when there's 16 different ways to come into the bottom of that structure in the ravine, 16 different ways.
Yeah, there's
It's
holes
crazy.
in the walls. There's steps. But on the back wall, that's about 80 feet high, so you're not getting in some of that without.
Yeah.
climbing
yeah,
there.
yeah, it's nuts. It's really cool. And some of it connects directly, some of it not so directly. So
There's tunnels all over the places.
yeah. Let's see. What did Jacob say? He says he thought it was drawn by Jeff D. Maybe.
Yes, but it was also done off of the information that Gary has passed on, and then Jeff went in there.
Did he?
Jeff is a very detailed designer.
Oh, I
He
see.
is very meticulous. He is very he puts in all kinds of tiny little details, and he took what Gary had and just made it very complex. And he did the same thing with some city maps and a bunch of other stuff. And it's just he's very meticulous in his detailing.
Oh, I didn't know he did that. That's cool. Interesting. There's just so many people involved in this project years ago. It just blows my mind. I didn't know he'd done that. That's wild. It's just wild.
Well, if you look at I sent you those city maps the other day.
Yeah.
A lot of that was him taking the notes from the other writers and doing all of that. So he drew like 24 of those precincts. It was nuts.
Steve, did you see Ray and DC's comment? To be fair, according to Tolkien, golf was invented because of goblin hunts. It was invented after Banderus Bull Roarer knocked off the head of the Goblin King, Golfenbull, at the Battle of Greenfields.
I stand corrected.
Thank you, Lucius, for your pledge. We really appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Really appreciate it.
Steve losing his nerd cred on that one right there.
Let's see. Question from the Omega Gambit. Any Easter eggs in the books, like secret hat tips to Gary or other original creators? Oh yeah, there's some cool stuff floating around in there a little
You'll
bit.
just have to wait for the books.
Yeah, there is, because I found some stuff last night and I was like, oh. Okay, so.
All right, Chuck. I think we need to do the giveaways.
Yep, I think you're right. Let me get that set up here. Any last thoughts, you guys?
I think we're all about to pass out.
I
We
know.
will get you a schedule for the games for the rest of the week. We'll work that out in the morning, and we will give those to Grace to be plastered all over the place.
Yeah, because we want you guys to. I mean, I am planning on killing all 3 of them, just so they know that. And I'll give you more information later, guys. But you did level up, and you also got some treasure from that too. I'll give you.
This guy, unkillable at the
Sure.
table.
All right. There's one from Multiple Language you can grab, Steve. It's a pretty good one while I get this set up over here.
I've yet to run across a CK that can kill one of my characters.
Oh, he just talks a lot of shit, don't he, Davis? So I know
Actually,
you-
the opposite is correct. I've yet to live in anyone's
Yeah, I was
game.
going to say, Davis has killed like 1,000 times, so whatever.
I know. If Davis had a little picture of me for every character that he killed, his wall would be covered.
Steve would be like that character from Gamers, man. He just
Yes.
has hundreds.
Touch It should be up on there because we stream live through YouTube. So it should be on there. If it's not, Somebody email me and we'll
Yeah,
check and see
document
if it
created
should be.
explaining the history. Yes, Ultra Magnus. That's on my mind. That's a very good idea. Someone mentioned that last week. That's something.
Come upon an
Hey, I'll
underground.
just make
Well,
I'll
okay,
just
so-
make a suggestion right now for the game. Since there's only 3 days left, that only gives us tonight, tomorrow night, and Tuesday night before it closes, right?
No.
What? Well, you are tired, dude. He needs to go lay down.
Today is Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday.
You guys and your time.
So what year is it again?
What is this whole thing with time dilation? The faster you go, the slower time moves.
Maybe.
So
We're all
David's-
living in a black hole, apparently. So.
Moving.
You're either moving at a glacial pace, and you're dragging your time.
Probably her.
back.
Dark Death.
All right, Chuck, fire
let's do
away.
this.
Giveaway number 1.
All right, giveaway number 1. The link will pop up in the chat to our Discord. Just join and find Obsidian Risk. You can just tag him. He may be watching. I don't know, but just DM him. We'll get you a code for a $10 off of a PDF on the store. First winner is, the Fine Line. You won the other night. Congrats again. Excellent. Next winner is going to be
Me.
Dirk Diggler. Look at that. Congrats, Dirk.
Diggler.
Rock on. Awesome. Congrats. That's right, Westwind. Last but not least, MJ Cook 78. MJ hiding in the shadows. Striking. All right. And then I've got something for everybody, because we really appreciate all your support, guys. So I'm going to drop this in the chat. This will be good until about 9:45 Eastern. I'm going to make it for an hour, okay? Or roughly an hour. All right. So you don't have to rush it right away. It'll probably tell you that it's not working and all that good shit. Just come back and try it a little bit. You know, the last time we did this, we had, 500 people try. So here you go. Here's the link. This is for the Giants board. It's some fiction from our store. It's got to do with places in the world of Arid. This is Dun Hollow 3. That's what we're doing. I'm not familiar with it. I've not read it yet. So I think that's... You okay there, Smoking? Let's see what you're doing.
This is Davis's dice that he bought back.
Oh, way to go,
in
Lucius. Oh, really?
And look at it, just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling.
I love that type of dice that just rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls and
You know,
rolls.
Jim Ward, I asked Jim Ward, I said, hey, can we have this type of dice replicated? And he said, absolutely not. They were made by such a cheap plastic that they don't make that plastic anymore.
No, they're history for sure. I'm gonna drop the link in here one last time.
Roll 20.
There we go. You guys got it. Ready to go? I'm gonna set this up a raid. We're gonna raid into Darling Creep Show. As soon as I can find where I'm at here. Useless. Mediocre. Anyway.
Mediocre.
See, proof I do nothing but horse around all night.
There you go.
Oh Lord. No. We got all kinds of
Crow
jokes.
needed This is a posable one, so I can get drawing done.
Like a pinball machine.
There she is. She just went live.
Davis,
Get into her.
Uh-huh.
do you suppose that this is the dice you killed my 17 characters with?
I've never been a big dice person, so it probably was. I just had a handful of dice. I didn't have like tons and tons and tons of dice.
All right.
So many characters.
Okay, so I'm gonna get this raid out for you guys. We really appreciate you guys for coming to hang out with us tonight. Thanks for all the biddies and subs and stuff. Let's get a big fat raid for Darlin. Roll into her. She's doing some tonight. She's doing. Oh, I think they're doing a game tonight. Oh yeah, I think so. So that'd be kind of cool. Go give her a follow. She's great streamer, good friend of ours, and she's gonna be playing some games here, some more games soon here with Steve. I think so. It'll be kind of fun.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow at some point.
Thank you, Jacob.
Right?
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you all.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so
Thanks.
much, everybody. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and don't forget, Trolls are out!